Now the rear suspension, you have thinner spacers for the rear, one on each. And then the same as the other end, the smaller screw in the inner hole on the arm. But these rear arms, they've got 3 mounting places instead of 2, so there's lots of adjustability if you fancy changing up a bit. On here it's the same, it's the outer hole. Like using the longer screw and a spacer. And I'm not going to do the last one, you've seen it 3 times, and just put the last shock on. Right, part 22 is fitting the bumper. It just fits on the 2 standouts on the rear bracket, and they go in with a screw that for some reason doesn't want to be magnetic. Strange that, normally the screwdriver's okay on the bumper, on these screws. What I'm going to do is I'll flip it for the other end. See, this end it actually holds in the bar as well on the front. And that's the bumpers done. But now we're on to part 23. I've done the steering rods. I didn't sod about making them in front here because it's just winding on the ends. The short one is 25, but I've done it 27 to allow adjustability to straighten the steering by twisting it in or out a little bit. But I've done the link rods, the 34mm, so I'll be able to sort of get the servo and adjust it, and just quite a bit of it out with probably that little rod for a more central steering. That's the way I do it. I do it slightly different. Well, let's get on to, yeah, actually I should have said, yeah, part 23, and I'm just going to do the second part and put it together. So I'll just get those parts ready. Now, continuing with part 23, we've got to put the ball ends on. Have it this way up where there's the 3 ribs, and you put all of them in from this side. And then the other bearings, like I said, these are optional. Roller bearings for the steering. These are 850s. I had a couple, so I'm putting them in. So the whole truck has got shielded bearings. And then to this, we add the links. Put the links on. Links are always fiddly for me. And then we got the little one for here, but like I said, it's slightly long for adjustability. And there we go, that's it. That completes finally 23. Now part 24 is fitting the steering. It's quite simple. You hold it upside down and you slide it into place. There we go, and then you drop a shaft in and you've got to get it to locate. Try and get it to line up. There we go. And then push that in, and it's locked with a screw on the other end. When I find the right screwdriver. And always keep an eye on this screw, because I've had one back out on me before and I've lost the bit of metal, but for some reason it tells you to put the other one in. So it's a probably strength across the chassis because it pinches this part together. So we will do it. And this completes part 24. Now part 25 is setting up basically the base radio. That's the servo I'm using, and you want it in this orientation. And quite incredible, which I can't believe, the servo piece that goes on is from the old TLO1, and so is the servo saver plastic. So we'll put them together, and then this is the new part, and this has got to be at the right angle. So basically this has got to be flat with the base of the servo. Got a little bit of plastic still on. So that's not it. Look at that, spot on for a change. That's rare. Actually what I'll do is I'll put the power on because I've got it set up, and make sure it should be neutral on this steering. Yep, steering is neutral, so we turn it on. Yep, and a little bit of thread lock because we are going into metal. Even though it's got a lock washer, I like a little bit. So that's done. Well, that's how they want it. Like I said, it's very rare you get it near perfect, and that is just about as good as I've had on a servo for a long time. But the servo I'm using is only a cheap one, but it's 30 kilo, more than the truck needs, but the price was right.